Have you ever wondered what your dog would tell you if he could talk? Have you ever thought about the words that live behind that calm look, that unexpected lick, that little tail that wags every time you arrive? What if I told you that if he had a voice, he would repeat the same thing every day, with a heart full of love? In this video, you will hear what your dog may want to tell you, but you can only show it with gestures. Words that do not come out of the mouth, but that scream for the look, for the touch, for the constant presence. Words that warm, heal, and remind you of how much you are loved. Tell me here in the comments, what is the name of your dog? If he could tell you one sentence every day, what do you think it would be? Let's fill this space with affection, with stories, with sincere love, the kind that only those who love a dog understand. If I could speak to you in words, I would start by stating the obvious. I love you, but not this love that is said to be out of habit. It's a whole love, without pauses, without doubts. A love that doesn't change when you're sad, busy, or distant. I love you every day, with the same strength as when I first saw you, and if I had a voice, I'd remind you of that every morning. Just so you don't forget that. To me, you're everything. If I could talk, I'd tell you that I know when you're tired, even when you pretend you're fine. I feel it in your smell, in your step, in the way you avoid looking, and on those days, all I want is to lie closer, to keep you company, even if in silence. Because it doesn't matter how big your pain is, I want to carry it with you a little bit. And even without understanding your words, I understand your heart. If I could use my voice, I would ask you for one simple thing: time. Not the rushed time of everyday life, but that time that stops. That moment when you sit on the floor and look me in the eyes, in which we don't need anything else but each other's presence. It's in those minutes that I feel like the world makes sense, because you're with me, only with me. If I could speak, I would thank you for every food you prepared, even on the hurried days, for every bath, even when I complained, for every unexpected caress, for every word whispered in my ear. You gave me more than shelter. You gave me a life full of affection, and that's all I needed. If I had a voice, I'd remind you to breathe, to look out the window, to feel the wind, to walk barefoot from time to time. I would remind you to live as I do, with joy for little things. Because, deep down, that's what matters. It's not the big plans, the perfect days, it is now. And I am an expert in living the now, with you. If I could talk, I would tell you not to blame yourself so much. I see when you carry the weight of everything on your shoulders. But for me, you are enough. Even in the failures, even in the absences. I don't hold grudges, I don't make demands. I chose you, every day. And I would choose again, even though I knew that one day I would have to leave you. If I had a voice, I would talk about how proud I am of you. Because, even when the world was hard, you kept going. Even though I was afraid, you protected me. Even though I'm not sure, you loved me. And that, for me, is heroism. You are my hero of flesh, blood, and heart. The one that, even tired, never stopped being my shelter. You may not see how strong you are, but I see. I've always seen Vi.eu when you cried in secret and then gave me a smile just to reassure me. I saw when he faced his own fears, but he still hugged me safely. I saw when the world demanded too much of you, but you still found time for me. You were the light in many of my days, even when I felt like you were erased inside. And if I had a voice, I would remind you every day. You were amazing, even without knowing it. You taught me to be brave just by watching you be human. Heroism does not lie in great deeds, but in small attitudes. In the care when filling my pot with water, even late, in the affection of covering me at night, even when you needed to sleep. In the way you respected me, even without knowing how much it taught me about love. You were constant, present, true, and if the world had more people like you, there would be less fear, more shelter, more peace. I'm part of who you are, and I'm proud to carry that piece of you inside me. If I could speak, I would ask you to never stop being who you are with animals. That way of caring, of respecting, of caring. It's a gift to the world. There are many lives that need someone like you. And I know you were born for this. To love beyond yourself, to welcome, you have a gift. And I saw it up close, every day. If I had a voice, I would say that, sometimes, everything you are looking for is already close. Happiness does not live in a distant place. It lives in the smell of coffee, in the afternoon walk, in the silent embrace. It lives in the time you dedicate to the one you love, including me. And if you knew how happy I am just to see you smile, you would smile more often. If I could talk, I'd tell you how much I like to see you sleep, to watch you dream, to breathe lighter. At these times, I watch. I keep it because you gave me security so many times that I want to give back in my own way. And even without words, I take care of you every night. If I could use words, I'd explain to you why my ass flutters so much. It's not just joy. It's love overflowing through the body. It's my way of telling you, I've waited all day for this moment. You arrive, and everything in me lights up. And if I could, I would say this every day. Thank you for coming back. To me, if I had a voice, I would say, I understand time. I know that one day you will have to go on without me, and that's okay. Don't be afraid of it. I'll leave in peace if I know I've left love in you. Love enough for you to keep going with courage, with memory, with gratitude. Because my greatest gift is knowing that I was part of your story. And that, somehow, my presence will be alive. Within your heart, if I could speak, I would ask you not to live trapped in sadness. It's natural to miss you, but don't let it paralyze you. Remember me with joy, with tenderness, with the smile you always gave when I was waiting for you at the door, because I was happy by your side. Very happy, and knowing that I left a mark of love on you is already more than I could ever dream. You gave me everything I needed, a home, a heart, and a world where I was seen and loved, and that is enough. For me, even when the time comes to leave. Move forward, knowing that love doesn't end with absence. It changes shape, it turns into wind, into remembrance, into silence full of presence. If you pay attention, you'll find me in the simplest moments, in a ray of sunshine, in soft music, in an unexpected memory. There I will be, saying quietly, you can do it, I'm still here. And every step you take with courage will be a reflection of the love I left in you, because my mission was to love you. And this, I fulfilled with all my soul. If I could speak, I would ask you one last favor. Live for me, for us. Don't stop your life because of my absence. Take everything we have experienced as light, and keep spreading this beautiful love you have. Because the world needs it, more than you think. If I could speak, I would remind you that our love does not end. It just changes shape. It becomes a memory, a longing, a light wind in the late afternoon, in sweet dreams, in discreet signs, in thoughts that warm. I'm not really leaving. I'm going to live forever in there. If I could speak, I would ask you to continue believing in the good, even when the world shows you otherwise. Believe in love, in good people, in reunions. Believe that everything you gave comes back one day. Because the love you gave me, this one, for sure, will come back to you. Perhaps not in the same way, but with the same intensity and truth. Even when everything seems too difficult, don't give up on the light you carry. I've seen this light so many times, even when you thought it didn't shine anymore. You have the ability to transform someone's day with a simple gesture, with a sincere look. And this gift, no one can take away from you. Life will test you, but never forget, the good you spread is never lost. It moves through time, finds invisible paths, and comes back to embrace you when you least expect it. I am proof of that. I am the fruit of the love you chose to give. If I had a voice, I would say, continue to be that good person, even if the world doesn't thank you. Keep helping, caring, being kind. Because, one day, someone will need exactly that love that only you know how to offer. And when you deliver that again, you'll feel a little piece of me there too. Because the love that is given with purity spreads and remains, and you, with everything you offered me, taught me that good is never in vain. He's a seed, and you've planted many. If I had a voice, I would make it a point to repeat every day, you are loved, so that you never forget, not even on difficult nights. So that you never doubt, not even when everything seems dark. Because you are light, you are home, and to me, you were always everything. It has always been where my heart has found peace. I would say that even when you mess up, even when you feel insufficient, because my love for you has never depended on perfection. It was born from your care, your presence, your unique way of welcoming me. You gave me more than food and shelter. You gave me soul, warmth, space to exist. And for this reason, I would repeat, you are loved. Because, sometimes, we need to hear it more than once to believe it. And even if one day my voice falls silent or never exists, I want this message to stay, engraved in his heart, kept like a hug that never ends. You were, are, and always will be my safe haven. And if today you miss it, remember, it only exists because there was true love, and true love, never dies. It remains, echoing softly, like an invisible voice telling you, you are loved. You are everything to me. If this message touched your heart, write your story with your dog here in the comments. How did it come into your life? What did he teach you? What moment between you lives forever in your heart? Each report here is a space of love, and those who love dogs understand that this feeling is forever. And if you feel this true, pure love that transforms the life of those who receive it, write with your heart. I love dogs. Because this love deserves to be said, repeated, and spread around the world. Subscribe to the channel and activate the bell to continue receiving messages like this made with affection, with presence, with soul. And if you know someone who is in need of a word of hope, consolation, affection in the form of a video, shares that prayer. Sometimes a video like this is the hug that someone's heart has been waiting for. Here we live together, this love that never ends. Here every dog is remembered, every bond is respected, and every heart that loves find a place to rest.